Welcome. Today we're going to talk about 1Password support in TsAgent to manage your LLM provider credentials and secrets. So first let's talk about how we do this now. With TsAgent, our LLM provider credentials and secrets, we obscured them from display. So we had sort of the password show hide. So we didn't show them in the display. We didn't log them, but they were stored in plain text in the agent JSON files. So maybe not the worst crime against humanity ever, but not ideal. There are use cases where having secrets in those files might be acceptable, but generally it's better to not have them in there. So we implemented a new secret resolvers model to support kind of multiple backends, and we support what we call direct value, which is that obscured plain text like we always had. Environment variable, where you can specify a given environment variable and we use that value for the secret or credential. And now we also have 1Password support, which uses the 1Password Cloud Secret Manager via either their Connect server or a service account, which I'll talk to you about in just a second. And then we'll eventually add the same support for MCP server parameters, which are typically also credentials and secrets that need to be protected in a similar way. So about 1Password, they're a hosted enterprise secret store. You might know of them as a consumer password manager app, which they also are, but they have a great enterprise secret store. It's, just like any of these, it's a good way to centrally manage and securely store all your API keys, tokens, and credentials. They support automation through their CLI, several SDKs on different platforms, and also this Connect server that you can run in your local network. It has granular vault level access controls, which I'll show you just in a second for how that applies to agents. And it's a single source of truth for enterprise credentials. So the big story is really just, I say this a lot when I talk about CI/CD, that you just never, ever, ever keep any secrets or API tokens or credentials that have anything to do with your cloud operations, code signing, anything to do with CI/CD. Never keep them on your local machine. If you ever do, you'll just get lazy and out of control, and you'll have a million of them on there, and it's just the nightmare. So I have a lot of discipline around making sure that everything is in a secrets manager. Typically it's going to be the secret manager that is resident on the cloud that I'm running on. But I don't keep anything on my local machine. I use secret managers for everything. But I have, like a lot of people, gotten lazy about doing that with agents. So having LLM keys and MCP server, authentication, and keys and credentials all over the place in config files, it's just sort of a mess. So this is the beginning of transitioning out of doing that and being a lot more secure about how we manage these things. So I'll give you just like a very quick overview of 1Password. Their secrets manager. It works like a lot of them work. It has this concept of vaults, which is essentially how we're going to manage access control. So you can sort of think of a vault as organizing things inside of a vault that you want to have certain roles or people have access to. So for this application, you're going to want to create a vault for your agent. Maybe a vault for all of your agents, or maybe you want to have individual vaults for individual agents, or multiple vaults, and you can map different agents and different credentials to different vaults. I just have one vault for all my agents to talk to for now, just to keep it simple. And we click into that, we can see a little bit. We can see that I have service account access turned on, and I have an integration that I've named agent service account. And I also have a Connect server attached to this thing. So I have sort of all of the things set up here. That's a little beyond the scope of this quick overview. So you can definitely go to 1Password, and I'll provide some links in this document about where to get started if you're not already a user and don't quite know how to set this stuff up. But it's pretty straightforward. You can get started in this, and it'll take 10 or 15 minutes to get an account set up and secrets up there and this whole thing working. So it's pretty slick. And then when we want to go and look at what's in the vault, just because you'll see what I'm going to show you in the demo. I just have 4 credentials. These are all API credentials. And notice the Bedrock one actually has the access key ID in addition to the credential. So pretty easy to set these things up. So once you've done that and you've set up your integration, you're going to set an environment variable that's either OP service account token if you're using a service account, or OP Connect token if you're using Connect, optionally overriding the host if you want. If you don't know what either of those things mean, if you haven't done integrations with 1Password before, I would just say go to their website. They have great documentation. You'll be up to speed in like 10 minutes. This doc that I'm linking to, that's the /doc/secrets automation, is a great place to start. That kind of explains the service account versus Connect options and how to get things set up and running. So let's just do a quick demo of what it looks like in the product. So we have our providers over here. So we have a bunch of providers that we support. I have these particular ones installed. So let's look at Amazon Bedrock. We can see that it's configured and I have models already, but let's go reconfigure it. So if I hit configure, it used to just look like this. We didn't have these fields, and you would just be able to see the plain text of the access key ID. This is not a secret. And then you'd see this was the secret. And if I click this little eyeball, you'd be able to see the value. I'm not going to do that because this is my actual access secret key. But what we're going to do is we're going to now switch to using those values that I put into 1Password. So all we're going to do is hit the 1Password option. You'll see it's giving you a hint that you're going to use this OP href style link. And we've got a little 1Password icon over here. So if we click that, it'll bring up a browser. And so our vault was called Agent, as you remember. We're going to go to AWS Bedrock, which is the item, and we have the access key and the credential. So we want to use the access key, hit select, and now you can see it's filled that in. And we can do the same thing here. And this time we're going to use the credential, hit select, hit OK. It's actually going to revalidate, going back up to 1Password to validate those references. And if we see a model list, then it means it worked. So that was it. That's literally all you have to do. You just put those values up into 1Password in a vault, and then you come into TsAgent, go into your agent, hit configure, select, set it to 1Password, go find the field that you want to use, and hit OK, and that's it. That's the whole demo. So super simple, and now those are all securely managed in 1Password. So that's really it. We have a lot better security management with 1Password support today. I'd strongly recommend using it, especially if you're a 1Password user already. And we will add more providers to come. If you have a particular provider that you'd like to see us add next, go ahead and open a GitHub issue on the TsAgent repo, and we'll prioritize it. Thanks.